guys, how's it going? We're down at the garden center today to do a little bit of shopping, but I also wanted to show you how things are looking down here. It's really beautiful. There's so many plants in here. We'll do a full tour probably next month in May once the annuals start to arrive and there's a lot of color. But for now, I'm still looking for ground covers, small evergreens, and then whatever kind of pops out. There's Monica's. And I'm also seeing that we are going to have some weather. Again. It already snowed once today, and we got the grapple, is what it's called, yesterday. It's like a mix of, well, snow and rain, kind of like hail, but it's really big balls and they're really soft. Didn't hurt anything in our gardens. Are you watering carts right now?
Yeah.
Let's take a quick look up here. See what we got. There's some pansies and violas. Those all look really good. Look at that color, you guys. There's some herbs and some ground covers here. Some Whistly primrose, sunrose. Right there, some dianthus and columbine, ajuga. I just planted some of these. These are the Tempo Rose GMs. They are so pretty. When I planted them, the blooms weren't this open, so here you go. That's what we're dealing with color there. It's kind of like apricot into rose. Some beautiful snowdrop anemones. Columbines in bloom here. Just love seeing those. Further down, more pansies, some English daisies. There's some wallflowers. I've always liked those. I think they're really sweet. Delphiniums just about ready to pop. The eyeballs in the windows are popping. Okay, let's head back into the nursery. Boy, I hope that's not bringing snow. It can bring rain. I left my fruit trees wrapped up. So I've got 2 apricots and 2 nectarines that are in full bloom. And last year I lost all of our apricots and peaches to a weird late frost. I thought, not today, not this year. And it's supposed to get to 31. Last night it got to 27. So standing in the front here, you can see some gorgeous show-off forsythias. Ours have just started to bloom in our garden, and it's just filling in, like big time filling in. Here's the fountain over here, more forsythias and lilacs. These are the angel white. Be blooming here soon. Look at that. If you've ever wondered what a hedge of forsythias looks like, there you go, a little preview. That'd be pretty to do somewhere in the garden. I love it when you can still see some winter structure. You know, you can see the yellow twigs there. There's a Japanese maple, a weeping cherry, the weeping blue spruce, the green spruce. You can see all of that and how it would kind of play with each other in the winter garden. Usually we're thinking about what things look pretty right now. You know, what can we add to our garden that look beautiful in the spring? But there's that weird time right in the beginning when you can still see all of that winter structure, and it's a great time to add it into your garden so you can enjoy it next winter. Now you guys, so these are the Lucian benches. You know, we have a couple of these in the portico area, and then we've got one that's a little bit longer out in the garden, but I love the brown ones. They're so warm and beautiful. Oh, and I love seeing these bubbler fountains. Look at that. So cute. A Rhode Island red. That's a breed of chicken, isn't it? Japanese maple. Dang, that's a beauty. 6 by 6 is all that one grows. It's funny, for the first few times you fill the fountains, there's always a little bit of the finish that comes off in the water. It's like, it doesn't ruin the finish or anything, it's just like a little bit of residue, so the water turns kind of a yellowish. I love this with the birds though. A few random pots here. Okay, let's take a look here in the rest of the shade house. I see the larch. This is a Larix pendula. I had a Diana. Oh, no. It was a Horseman's recurva, I think, larch in our last garden, and I loved it. I need to find a spot for one of these, but they do, in our area, require a little bit of protection from the afternoon sun, so we have to be a little bit careful about where we put them. And a lot of these things, like these blue spruces, once they're spaced out in a sunny area, they will be eventually moved out. Oh, white bleeding hearts. I love these. I have some of these in our garden right behind some autumn frost hostas. And it's the most striking display. I think I shared some video or pictures or something last spring when they were, you know, looking in their prime. Cajun fire coral bells. Dang. Isn't that gorgeous? There's marmalade. These are the two-tone bleeding hearts. So there's the red and white. More of the GMs. Just plants as far as you can see. The Sesky dwarf gold birch. I love these. These count as a yellow in your landscape. They're kind of a chartreusey, yellowy green, bright. spot in the landscape. We have 3 out in our south garden and they've done really well. These look like some kind of a hydrangea. Oh yeah, pinky winky. Boy, those have a really good structure. Look at this. Coral bark maple. My goodness, that is bright and beautiful. And we've got a, what is this? Is this a type of redbud called claim jumper? That's really interesting looking. Look at the color on that one. The new growth is kind of an orange, then it's turning a little bit more of a yellowy green, and then it probably deepens. A little bit more of a modern flair on this. Hopefully you guys can see in here okay. It's a little bit like weird, you know, the slats create a lot of shadows. But the Brunra Jack Frost right here, with the 27 degrees last night, I can see where it kind of like, ooh, a little bit of stress, but not a lot. More heucheras, more hellebores on this side. There's Mom over there. Wentworth viburnum. I like the leaf structure. Hardy to zone 2. 12 by 7. Yeah, look at the leaves on this one. They're really pretty. I think we looked at these last time. These little itty bitty evergreens are so cute. My goodness, the dark sky. Can you guys see that through there? It's almost here. Columbine, we just planted this exact variety right in front of the chicken coop. Some vinca in bloom. Periwinkle. This is the Phlomis, the Russell's Jerusalem sage. I planted this last year. I didn't get to see it bloom in our garden, but the leaves did great, and they are coming back. So hopefully it blooms this year. There's some hyssop right here, or Agastaki. Blue Fortune, also planted some of these last year, and if I can shade it a bit, it's almost got like an iridescent quality to the leaves. I don't know if it translates on camera, but really interesting and very soft. Whole bunch of little evergreens, which, you know, if you are the type who really likes to watch things grow, which can be a really rewarding thing, especially some of these are more specimen type, that if you want them in bigger size, they are super expensive. Like this one right here, the variegated Japanese white pine. It's got like yellow flecks on their needles, and it's also kind of like a bicolor blue-green. Yeah, getting this one in a large size, spendy. They're so cute. All right, guys, so over here, this is where all the vines go when they come in. I actually just bought one of those Happy Jack clematis that you see down there. They wintered those over. But I think they're expecting vines this week. And by vines, I mean like clematis coming out your ear. So many clematis. Honeysuckle, there'll be akebia, the chocolate vine. There'll be trumpet vine, and there will be wisteria, lots of different varieties, climbing hydrangeas. What else? Ugh, I'm missing a whole bunch, but anyway, yeah, you get the idea. But my mom saw this one year when we were on a nursery tour. Somebody like screwed these gallon-sized containers to the table, then you put a little block in them so that your other can sit up a little bit right here, so that 1, they drain well, and 2, it just holds them in place. It gets really awkward when you have a ton of vines in here because they want to grow together, and it's very hard, like if you went to grab a clematis out once they're all, you know, leafed out. Sometimes it's very difficult. So it just keeps all the other ones steady while you're pulling the one you want out, and it keeps them upright in our wind, which is great. I see they've already got some climbing hydrangea. I just saw a question on one of our videos about why we don't have any of these in our garden yet. And I'd love to have one. I just got to find the right spot for it. You guys know how that goes. I mean, 80 feet. And then the width is as trained. You got to really think about where to put a vine like that. That's no small vine right there. Yeah, I couldn't resist one of these. This is what we just planted on the corner of the flower shed. That's going to look so beautiful, and it's going to contrast it, because look right here, this white tag, that's the color of the flower shed, and then you put that purple up next to it. Oh, it's going to be good. Okay, it's starting to get overcast and chilly. You know what? I think I'm going to go grab my coat right now before precipitation arrives, so I have a hood. We'll also go into the greenhouse to kind of save that until the rain comes. Oh gosh, these are so hard to resist. Look at all these.
It did a big thunder.
It did a big thunder? I missed it.
Just now. And I heard a whisper in the back going, "It's coming."
Yeah, it is coming. Everybody's bracing themselves. Hopefully it doesn't come with wind. I'll take anything, but the wind is what gets me. Ooh, I see some peonies. What kind are these? Ooh, they're pink ones. Pink double dandy. That is gorgeous. Okay, what other kinds are there? Julia Rose, what is that? Ooh, I like this. Duchess de Lorraine. Mock orange yellow. I bet that's pretty. Hey, do you know what color the Julia Rose peonies are?
Yeah, I think it's like a tea stone.
Ooh,
Yeah, I have one.
you do?
Yes.
Oh, sign me up.
Yes, you better have
Right here. There we go. Okay, that's the start of our pile. Okay, Mom says we have to walk in here and just take a sniff. Smells like hyacinths. Okay, so this one pot of hyacinths is perfuming this whole greenhouse.
I think it's this
The
sweet
alyssum.
alyssum, and I think it's all this monarda. 'Cause
I
monarda
mostly smell
smells
that.
good. Yeah, it smells wonderful.
Now, can you imagine that? Well, you did. You stepped into the Hartley when I had about 100 of them in there. That was too much.
Look what somebody made for us.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah. That's very cute. This is a pretty leaf. Look at that. That's very crinkly, but it's got a red bloom. Dang it. Fireball bee balm. If you like red blooms, though, that's got a really interesting leaf. Look at that. Cherry. Leaping cherry. Oh, look at the Oregon grapes. I love Oregon grapes. They're so beautiful when they're in bloom. And then clusters of blueberries, which you can see on the tag. That's what follows. And they get that super bright red in the fall. Whole bunch of sedum on this table. Sedum and semps. Those are looking really nice. What kind of Japanese maple is this? That's got a very interesting structure. Oh, I think we looked at these last time, didn't we? The male lion's head Japanese maple, 10 by 7. That's really pretty. I came recently and I picked out some of the roses that I don't have in the rest of the garden for our rose garden. But I'm probably missing some. The Alnwick rose. Planted 3 of those last year. They're gorgeous. Just planted one of these in the cut flower garden and one of these. This has always been a little bit of an interesting color to me. Some pictures it has kind of a coral pink vibe and some of it has a very red vibe. I wonder if we should put that in the red section of the cut garden. There's only one left. Okay, let's look at this next table. Eustacia vi. I think we planted one of those. Gabriel oak is very vibrant. I don't find myself I'm attracted to that color, but I don't find myself using it in a lot of cut arrangements. The lark ascending. Oh, very large shrub. Maybe we should try it. Yeah, let's do it.
Nice. You didn't have that one?
No, I do not. Not yet. That's going to go in the apricot section of the rose garden.
Nice.
Yeah. Princess Anne is beautiful. That's a little bit more of a medium pink. Oh, and I like this. But see, that one's a short climber. Isn't that pretty? It looks like pearl pink. It looks soft and it looks rich. I love it. It looks like it smells good. Is that weird? Some things just look like they smell good. Maybe we should try Princess Anne. That's a pretty one. I'm gonna think about that one because I see, Silas Marner is similar. I have one of those. Oh, here's another bubbler. Oh, this one has butterflies. One of you recently sent us some butterfly, they were caterpillars when we got them, and they turned into their chrysalis, and then shortly after we got the first shipment with the caterpillars in the little cup, a little butterfly house showed up, and one of them just came out of the chrysalis this morning, and the kids have just been loving it. You'd probably like this butterfly fountain somewhere. Okay, I'm looking at more perennials here. This is one of the best perennials ever. The pincushion flower, the purple ones, it seems like they're always in bloom. They're always beautiful. I think I should probably get these. The wonderful thing about this perennial is that they throw blooms all throughout the whole season, and they're a type that don't look bad if you don't deadhead them, which I love. I love the things that don't scream at you when you walk by, like, deadhead me, I look horrible. These don't do that. Oh, they've also got them in 4-inch size. It's nice, $3.99. I like the white thrift. That's pretty, isn't it? Cottontail thrift. I have some of the pink, but the white is very pretty. I also like the grassy kind of texture it leaves behind after it's done blooming. So far, no rain. Bunch of salvia here. Blue Bayou. I've never seen that. Zone 4 through 9. Grows 22 inches tall, 24 inches wide. Interesting. A whole bunch of phlox. Oh, there's the David phlox. Prairie dusk penstemon. That's a beauty right there. Oh, that's an interesting one. Oh, this is an antique cross bubbler. And there's lights in it too, which are not currently plugged in. Oh, is this a blue kazoo? You guys, if you do not have a blue kazoo spirea in your garden, you should add one. I have just one, I think, in the garden, and I want to add more this year. I think I've got some behind the greenhouse that we wintered over, but I've had to transplant it. So I initially planted it on the west side of our house and ended up being too shady right there. But I let it go for a whole season and then I moved it. I think it was like maybe late the next year, I can't remember, but it took the transplant beautifully and it's a gorgeous shrub. I love like it gets kind of like, again, that iridescent kind of quality to it. There's thunder. Can you hear it? Oh my, that's wisteria right there. Look at that. What kind is this? Amethyst Falls American Wisteria. 25 by 20. Bunch of boxwoods, bunch of spireas in here. Oh my, look at this. Look at the color. This is a double play Big Bang right here. My goodness. That looks like fall colors. They bloom pink, right? Yep, they bloom pink. So there'll be pink blooms on these leaves will turn more green here pretty soon. Ish. Are you studying my cart contents?
That's funny.
What? Pink cushion flowers are the best.
They are.
They are so low maintenance. Yeah. Okay, there are more perennials over here. Black-eyed Susans and yarrow. There's some little daylilies right here. There's some nepeta, souvenir d'Andre. 30 inches tall, but 18 to 20 inches wide. That'd be kind of fun. So some foxgloves right here. It's funny because I'm seeing foxgloves, in the front of stores and then like right now. And I still want to buy them, even though I have trays full of them in the greenhouse. I just love them that much. Oh my, that is one chubby looking dog. Oh, look at this. There's some little thrifts. More roses. They're just starting to leaf out. I'm really happy to see that 27-degree night last night didn't hurt any of these. Stiletto. It says it has a strong fragrance. And I have to double check my rose list, but I don't know if I have like a classic hybrid tea looking red rose. Peace is always a very popular one. Really yummy smell. In this area right here, it's usually hybrid tea and grandifloras, and then it kind of spills over into this area here. In fact, are these? Yeah, hybrid teas and grandifloras. Grandifloras and sometimes floribundas. Most of the floribundas though are over on this side, and then there's climbers over here. Yeah, like so over here, floribundas, Queen of Elegance, that's super pretty. Oh, there's some nearly wilds. Morning Glow. Love Song is beautiful, isn't it? That lavender color, Life of the Party, Veranda Lavender, Coco Loco, Jump for Joy. Geez, there's so many beautiful ones. One that I really love. I've always loved this one. I just planted one of these in the cut garden. Smoky Deep Plum Purple, and they truly are. They're so pretty. The nice thing about floribundas and grandifloras is that you typically get multiple like clusters of blooms per stem, whereas the hybrid teas, it's typically one rose per stem, which is also really nice to have a really long, nice, strong stem and just one flower. But these are always fun to get. I don't know, I like to cut branches that have blooms in multiple stages of bloom. So they might be like, some of them might be budded up, some of them might be kind of open, and then you've got the fully open one. It just gives more dimension, I think. You know what I would like to get, and I think I saw them, I would like to get a couple more of the President Lincoln lilacs. I planted one last year. It's kind of close to the blackberry bed, and I think I want a couple more, so I've got a little bit of a screen of lilacs right there. Which one is this? That one's Old Glory. Oh, this might be it. Yep, right there. President Lincoln French Hybrid Lilac. Yes, intensely fragrant sky blue flowers. So now I gotta pick a couple out. This one looks good. Ugh. It's heavy. I'll just pick the two from the back. That way I can fill in the gaps with these. Perfect. I need another cart. Walter Dingen, Japanese larch, 4x8. That is so cool. Okay, so this is interesting. I've not seen this one before. This is a nightfall snowbell. Pearl-like white flower buds ring in spring when they open to reveal creamy white bell-shaped blooms. They tumble above a cascade of dark purple leaves. That's interesting. Oh boy. Trying to get a little wind. We're gonna run into the greenhouse real quick because I think it's gonna get darker out. Oh, smells like mint. Yum. Whole bunch of strawberries. I got some seascapes on this load, actually. I'm gonna pull some of the other varieties that we grew last year and replace them with seascapes because we just had such phenomenal luck with that variety. They're an everbearing and they produce huge strawberries every single day. There were ripe berries to pick. It was amazing. Whole bunch of onions. Oh, lemon balm. Oh, that smell. That takes me right back to childhood. My parents have this big apricot tree in their vegetable garden. Some of you who have seen the tours may know where that's at. But they used to have a bench underneath it with the lemon balm planted all around it and spearmint. And it just like kind of ran wild in that area and it was awesome. And I remember the smell of it when that summer warmth would heat it up and you just walk out there and could smell it. Oh my goodness. And I can remember walking around barefoot. I was barefoot all the time. I loved that. Oh. Look at this little itty bitty rose tree. That's the poet's wife. It's a good one. I'm trying to see what new things are in here since the last time we've come down. There are definitely some new Irish moss here. Wonderful for shaded areas in our area. Part shade to shade. Lamb's ear here. This one is silver carpet. And then silky fleece lamb's ear. Oh, Scotch moss. Really nice and bright. And then there are still some berries in here. So black satin blackberries. There's kiwi vines right here, which there are male and females, I believe. The Anna Hardy, Arctic Beauty. Let's see what other varieties are back here. Red Beauty, Ken's Red Hardy, kiwi. They've got really pretty flowers and fruit, and they are hardy to zone 5, negative 20 degrees, and a ton of fall gold raspberries. Look at all of these. I feel a few raindrops out here. We'll run back to the berries and trees next. Tons of blueberries. I'm gonna do some replacing of some of our blueberries this year. There's Emerald High Chill, Darrow, Chandler's, Aurora, Brunswick, Burgundy, Blue Gold. There's Blue Crops, Jersey. That's the Silver Dollar. Ooh, Peach Sorbet. I like that name. Sweetheart, Top Hat. Look at those, already all bloomed up. Some raspberries here, and there are a ton of raspberries and berries just in general in here. Purple raspberries, black raspberries. There's more kiwis out here. These are the Jenny kiwis. And these 2 beds are filled as well. So right here, and then that bed. There's also some asparagus. Look at this. Already growing. Some horseradish. Saskatoon berries, service berries. There are just so many trees right now. Oh my goodness. Birch trees right here. I really like the birch trees. I think this area will look much more impactful in about a month. We're figuring at this point we are about a month behind where we normally are, which is crazy. Like, I haven't even planted potatoes and here we are cruising toward the end of April. Typically I plant those either the last week of March or the first week of April, and I haven't even been ready. Like, I haven't even prepped my space for potatoes. And while it does slow some things down around here, I am really thankful for it because all the moisture we've been getting has been such a gift. And honestly, having the cooler temperatures it slowed us down. So we've had time to enjoy things and time to really watch things as they wake up. It's not like all happening at once like it normally does. And it's just been a little bit of a good thing for me anyway. I'm really blown away by the intense color back here. You can see the yellows and the greens and the blues and the reds. There's some red barberries, which are not, they're not invasive in our area. These are 9-barks called Amber Jubilee. Dang, those are eye-catching, aren't they? I don't know much about this variety. 5 to 7 feet tall, 4 to 6 feet wide, zone 2 through 7. My word. That is so pretty. What does it say? Green leaves brighten up the garden in summer. So they do turn green and then they turn red purple in the fall. So 3 different colors. I kind of love this right here. The serpentine birch, isn't that neat? Young's weeping birch will grow as trained, zone 2 through 7. I don't know, I kind of think that's neat. Or does it look like a tortured plant? I'm always a little on the fence about stuff like that and like espaliered trees. And orchards too, you know, orchards where they employ the vase system of pruning. While that's the most desirable, it's starting to rain now. They look kind of tortured and they look kind of sad in the wintertime. Oh, I think I'm moving into the sold area. I see a bunch of sold tags and red ribbons. Yep, Cotoneaster. Look at the little red berries. It's usually what's on them in the fall. They get little white blooms on them, And then they're followed by those super bright berries, and they're a really interesting ground cover. You know what? I think I'm gonna get one of these. They're called Little Dipper. 1/2 to 1 foot tall and 3 to 4 feet wide. Oh, I'm excited about that. That'll be really fun. Fruit tree selection is still really good. Lots of apples. This row, still apples. There's some 4-in-1 combo trees. There's cherries. I see there's a couple of dwarf peach trees still in beautiful bloom. And the night didn't wreck the blooms. I'm surprised. There's some prune and plum trees, and there's some specialty ones in here too, like the Dapple Dandy Pluot, which is a plum apricot cross. There's the Flavor King Pluot, also a plum apricot cross. There's a spicy nectarine plum cross. That would be an interesting one to try. And there's a Sweet Treat Pluary, which is a plum cherry cross. And then this one's a 4-in-1 multi-bud fruit salad. So it's got a white peach, a yellow peach, a nectarine, and an apricot all on one. There's a whole bunch of pears as well. There's some plums, elephant heart plum, yum. I'm really happy with the size of our orchard, but I always kind of want to expand it every year when I see all of these new fruit trees. Okay, it hasn't really poured on us that much. It's kind of just sprinkling, but I think I'm gonna run inside. We'll take a look around in there, and then we'll get all of our stuff home. There we go. I didn't even fill up 2 full carts. Gotta be some kind of a record right there. Oh, it's so fun to see some of the stock that we unpacked not that long ago on the shelves. They're really full right now. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. A lot of really whimsical things over on this side, and some smaller containers for houseplants, which is really nice. All right, coming into the main part of the store, you can see the display that we worked on a few months back now. There are a lot of new things in it though. Those mushrooms caught my eye. They're nice and shiny, really pretty colors, but still quite a lot of the white pottery. We had so much of it that it's really nice. You can kind of move things back in as things sell, and then the structure of your display doesn't change too much. However, the arbor's gone. A whole bunch of beautiful bulbs. There's some dahlias. I love this one right here. It's so pretty. And a whole bunch of the Nature's Willow stuff that I really like. So I actually needed to pick up. I'm gonna pick up some of this, the bath soak. And then I have talked about these two in a video recently. Beautiful gladiolus over here. And it's seed potato season. So this ended up being a perfect location for the seed potatoes. This is where I did have some Felcos, but you know, it was really easy to move the Felco stuff back onto the wall over there. And here are all the seed potatoes. This is one of my favorite ones right here, German butterballs. They store so well. They actually store better than most. Purple Vikings was definitely my most productive variety, and I planted all of these last year. I think all of those and all of them down below except for the fingerlings. But yeah, we did the All Blues, the Losotas, the Kennebecks, and they are already out of Yukon Gold and Huckleberry Golds, which are also really great ones. I wonder if they still have some butterfly food. Yep, I think I have some of this at home. I'll have to check. I might need some more. It's so peaceful in here. Also, I just wanted to show you guys, remember this fairy garden on a wreath? The plants are still alive. It's looking awesome. Oh, looks like they're due for a houseplant load here soon. Kind of been cleaning up and getting ready. Oh, look at these pillow covers. Are these pillow covers or runners? Oh, that is the sweetest table runner I have about ever seen. Look at that. Looks like little feverfew or chamomile. So cute. Oh, it looks like it has brightened up a little bit outside too. Beautiful ferns and ivy, bunch of different succulents back in here. My goodness. These are awesome to use in outdoor containers, like shaded ones. So fun. Have kind of a different texture in there. Bunch of Petonias, and these are a cool looking fern right here. That was neat. And you know what? I just remembered we need 8 saucers for those Lonicera we just moved into the Hartley. So I'm gonna pick those up today too. Let's go back and look. Yes, right there. We're back home now. You can kind of see the end of the storm right there, which is kind of nice. But here's what we ended up with. We've got 2 of the President Lincoln lilacs, the Julia Rose Ito Peony, the Lark Ascending, David Austin Rose. We've got the Willow Balm Soothing Bath Soak and the 8 Saucers. And then we've got 7 of the pink cushion flowers. What? That's a pot, isn't it? That's a plant. That's a cotoneaster called Little Dipper. This one is butterfly blue.
I see you got 2 of the Syringa vulgaris variety.
I did. Let's run out really quick to the south garden and I'll show you where these lilacs, where I'm thinking they're gonna go. All right, as a family, let's load up. Load up. Are you gonna run after us or are you gonna ride with us? You're pretty fast in those slippers, dude. Okay, this is where we're heading. The other one is right there. There it is. I'm thinking of either grouping them all together or kind of doing a hedge sort of thing over here, or maybe even popping one back in there and one over here, just so that there's more spring color out here. And they do get fairly good size. Let me read. I did leave the tag on this one from last year. They get 10 foot tall by 10 foot wide, so that's pretty decent size for a shrub. It's like a small tree, so it's kind of a perfect thing to put a little bit closer to the edge of a pathway, and you can underplant it with perennials and enjoy that scent in the spring and the blooms. I'm so excited about it. As for the rest of the stuff, they'll end up somewhere out here. We've got lots of opportunities to plant stuff like the things we picked up today. What are those clouds? Ominous. Good use of words, bud. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. Super fun to go down and just see, again, the things down at the garden center. It changes so quickly. My mom's always texting me like, this load came in today or that load is coming in tomorrow. So it's kind of a constant this time of year. You could visit the garden center every other day and you would see a whole new landscape of plants out there. It's really quite fun. It's especially fun to do when you're expecting a storm because it's just naturally not as busy. On really nice spring days, the garden center is packed with people, like people out the front door lined up. It's a crazy place to be. So when there's bad weather, that's the time I love to go down there because it's kind of peaceful. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and we will see you in the next one.